I really don't understand what's going on today. Too much traffic. Hey, Bunga. I'm here, Paul. Are you having the same issues with your computer? That's not a worry, it's a pain in the ass. It's not easy. I'm trying to get into something here. I was on line 4, I believe. Do we have any questions so far, guys? If I get booted again, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to wait until tonight, 7 p.m. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so now we're on line 4. All right, so now we're on line 4. We're playing this underneath. 1 and 2 and 3. Now the action is 4 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and. All right, line 5. It's on the accent's on 1, 2 and the and of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sorry, guys. Okay, I wanted to do the paradiddle. It's actually, instead of a hand exercise, getting familiar with what is a full stroke, where you have to have a full stroke or a free stroke, where you have to have a downstroke, where you have to have an upstroke or a tap. The paradiddle is a great exercise for that. Now, if I played the sticking on line 5, which is the paradiddle, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Good philosophy, Paul. So, I'm doing a paradiddle from stick control book page, line 5. Now, if you see it, there's no accent. And as a matter of fact, I need to make this statement as well. There are no accents in stick control book whatsoever. Okay? So now I'm going to play line 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. No problem. No accents. My right hand, my left hand sounded the same no matter what form it came in. Now, when I'm doing a single paradiddle, 2 sounds are going to happen. I'm going to put an accent on the first stroke of the sticking pattern and the third stroke, because I'm on line 5 of the sticking pattern. So if my first stroke is going to be an accent, I have to start here. So if I hit 1, and has to come up. Why does and have to come up? Because now I'm in position to nail the next up and coming accent. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. That's what you do a paradiddle. There's no full stroke or free stroke there. Okay, we understand that, guys? The reason why I'm going over the sticking heights and the control strokes, aka the level system, is because I did get a few videos. And that's good, man. Make me some videos on the hand technique. I know, Paul, you have a camera. Send me something. Send me that exercise. All right? Jim, did you get your camera back? Mr. Mante, did you get your camera back? Good question there. You know what? Let me explain. I always use this example if I'm playing a paradiddle. Like that fast, not fast, but medium tempo. And if you take you film this, and you record it back to yourself, but you did it slow motion, this is what you would hear. That's all you need to know. You don't have to worry about whether or not you following the rebound. It's down, up. There's no rebound there. Down, up. Down, up. See it? Down, up. That faster tempo. You're concerned about that upstroke. So you play it back slow. The slower you play this, the easier it's going to be for you, and the cleaner and the faster it will be. You know, a friend of mine, he's an instructor with that Drumeo company. His name is Mike Michalko. He's an excellent drummer, and he's a great instructor, okay? He demonstrated how to make your paradiddle faster, put it on YouTube, and in less than 2 days, he had 1 million hits. So I guess everybody wants to play their paradiddle faster. And I guess you could consider that a shortcut. And I kind of didn't agree with it when I first watched it. But I met him in person at NAMM, and we discussed that. And he's right. When I go, if you just take the right, and you go 1 E and 1 E and see that? And do the left, 2 E and you had that space in there, the E. So you have 1 E and 2 E and That's just another way of getting into it. You don't feel the upstroke? Well, there's nothing to feel. Hey, well, you got to hold on to the sticks, Matt, you know? Oh. And I can sit there and play paradiddles effortlessly for all day. It's boring. If hey Jimmy, you posted that video of Morello on Facebook. Yeah, you see how fast his hands are, and it all comes from the wrist. And he actually, whether you realize it or not, is making fun of the the molar thing. You know, if you go like this, which is the molar, because Joe never taught molar, because it's a nonsense system. And like this, you keep doing it, and he says you'll levitate. He's right. There's nothing to feel on the upstroke. 1 E and You hear 1 E and the next thing. There's nothing to feel, Jimmy. The way I learned my paradiddle was not down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. I was in a drum corps. And I said, I want to play as fast as those other guys. And they were great drummers on that drum line. And I just pounded a paradiddle. Stiff. Not until I relaxed and let it flow, which is down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. If I get booted one more time, I'm out of here. Come on, computer. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, up. We're still on. Okay. Well, he's telling you the truth. You know, and then the stories are ridiculous. And because it comes from a bullshitter. And I can't stand bullshitters, man. First off, when he said, you know, Buddy Rich did a tap, a free stroke or whatever, or he did a low molar, there's no such thing. This guy's off the friggin' wall, man. I can't stand that guy because he's full of shit. And he's hurting a lot of drummers coming up. This is not molar. Listen to Joe Mayer, his DVD on hand technique. He'll tell you the same thing. Don't let the PC molar you. What is that? The molar's ridiculous. It's the laws of physics. You know, the molar whip. That's not a whip. Whatever the hell that is. When I'm playing an accent at a tempo like this, I want the accent like I just demonstrated before. That's not a whip. It's a pump. My elbow comes out just before the pump brings the stick up. Down, tap, pump. Down, tap, pump. You see that? Yeah, and he's telling you the truth. Joe Morello, man, had that shit together. There is, in my opinion, all right, I don't like to label anything or say who's better, who's best. But from my experience, from actually sitting down with the man, you know, whenever I did for 30 odd years on and off, to me, I mean, there is no other technique. There really is not, unless you want to have special effects. But to make it flow and make it clean, there's not the molar, it's not the Morello, it's not the stone. It's the laws of physics. It's a simple process. I throw the stick down, she comes back automatically unless I stop it. I want a loud sound, I'm hitting from up here. I want a softer sound, I'm hitting closer to the drum. That's the laws of physics, man. Simple. You got it, Robert. You're on your way. The paradiddle. There's no shortcut. That is what's occurring when you're playing a paradiddle. Single with an accent. The faster you get that upstroke up without breaking the rhythm, boom, you're up for the next one. And that's the speed stroke, is the upstroke. I'm in position to attack. It's simple. Now the reason why I'm doing that was because I got a couple of videos. I have, you know, as far as full strokes or downstrokes or whatever, it was a little confusing. So I needed to straighten that one out. And like I said, I'm not mentioning who sent it, but it's down, tap, tap. And like I said, when I was in the drum corps, I used to go. I used to play for hours. Not until I relaxed did the levels naturally flow. Without me even breaking it down as down, up, tap, tap. But if I'm breaking it down for you, showing you what's occurring. Loud sound, up, tap, tap. Two different sounds, an accent and three unaccented. Three different motions. The downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. Three motions. It's as simple as that. No, he don't describe it. It's the law. He says, wait a minute, Bruce. If you listen to the video, he says it's the laws of physics. The only difference is somebody like Sanford Moeller documented it. But then it was exaggerated because of the way, because of Sanford Moeller's teacher. That was, to me, an arm stroke. Now everybody calls that a whip. It's not a whip. And you're not going to get me because, you know why you're not going to get me? It's not because I'm a brilliant person. It's because I tell you the truth. It's as simple as that. Well, he does explain the physics. I know he does. Everybody listening to Bruce? You know, the whole thing with molar, it's not molar, and that's the guy I'm talking about, Bruce, is full of shit. There's no low, there's no high. There's a full stroke, a half stroke, and a quarter stroke. Nobody has their name on that. It's the laws of physics. And look where it's coming from, Bruce. Low molar, right molar, in molar. Man, that is totally off the wall. It says, I rebound the stick. If I want a crescendo, that's the beauty of the level system. You want a pianissimo sound, you're hitting a crescendo. Notice the louder the stick, the sound, the higher the stick was, because the distance is greater and I'm getting more volume. I mean, if you get volume here, you got to squeeze a stick. And you squeeze a stick, it creates tension. And plus, the sound does not go out. The sound goes up your arm. The vibration of the sound goes up your arm. Let me put that in a different way. And what that does is going to create a problem for you up the road. Tendinitis. Carpal tunnel. You don't want that? My stick, look, I could hold a stick like this. The stick's going to do what it wants unless I control it. See that? Accents are from here. If I'm playing accents, single strokes, I come up, come down. The natural demonstration of this is if you had a 10-year-old kid, never had drumsticks in his hands, and he wants to be like you, okay? And he's going to hold his sticks like this because this is more natural these days, and it's the natural way. This way was, I have like centuries of practicing this way. But you have a little kid, and he's playing, he'll go like this. You say, play it softer. He automatically goes like this. Automatically. And then you take, when you're doing this, hit one stroke louder. He'll come up and come down. It's natural. It's just a natural approach. I play both. I'll play like this. I do have much more time in here like this. But lately I've been having some issues with my left hand from a childhood injury, and they're flaring up again, so I don't even want to get into that. Now, that's the one thing I wanted to go over sort of today, and I'm going to go back over it tonight. Doubles. We have a lot of requests. How do you get doubles so fast? Practice. I mean, that's a, straight ahead answer. But what do you do? How do you practice? Well, like I told everybody, when I got my doubles, I would all over the place, always do right, left, right. And it was a chore for me at that time. Did I just do a left or did I do a right? So I had to go right, left, right, left. Okay, so, how do you get the rebound? All right, I'm thinking of the doubles, let's say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now there's two other different ways you could do this using a dotted eighth note. 1. And you'll catch the rebound there. I'm going 1, 2. It looks like I'm seesawing, but I'm not. I'm just keeping my hands in position to attack. And you can do that the same way like this. 1. It's loose. You can think of a triplet as a shuffle. 1 and 2 and 3. Watch. 1. Take it up tempo. You definitely will feel the rebound. This nonsense, and I hate it. It really drives me crazy. I think it's very sickening. I think, people get recognition from nonsense. Okay? To give bad information to an up-and-coming student, all you're giving him is that when he gets that bad information, he's practicing incorrectly. Now, I don't want to get into what's correct and what's incorrect. I just play with the laws of physics. You make a decision. It's like Joe said there, Jim. Eventually, you'll levitate. That's funny. Joe, first off, Joe was a really loose person. Renzo, how you doing? No problem. It's down. The upstroke is the second stroke when you're accenting the first stroke, because you're in position to nail the accent. What's going to be a good exercise is that one underlining the eighth note. But do it slow, okay? Come on, see, I can't get comfortable back here. I don't know why. You're playing this. 1 and 2 and. So you're going to accent 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a movement or a motion that has to be happening. And a sticking position. Down gives you an accent. Up puts you in position for an accent. 2 accents in a row. Free stroke, down, tap, up. Free stroke, down, tap, up. Speed is not important here. What's important is you being relaxed and you're in position. When you're in position, man, you're there to attack effortlessly. It's like, I don't know, I have never, all right, no, I can't say. The martial arts or boxing, all right? When you're going to box, your speed is not you throwing a jab. If you throw the jab, you're throwing a jab and you're bringing it back is your speed. And when you're doing a paradiddle, down, up is your speed stroke. Do you understand that? Hey, Renzo. Renzo, is there anything in the workbook there that you'd like to go over? Oh, by the way, you guys, my site is my website is on a little bit of a construction thing. I'm changing a few things, and eventually I'm just going to be doing lessons there, and occasionally free lessons here and there. Now, I've only had one option to become a member, and that was on a monthly basis, which is reoccurring. So now we're going to have 3 options. We're going to have the monthly, the bi-yearly, and the yearly. So if you decide, wait a little bit. All right, Renzo, that's enough. Renzo, you have any questions with anything you want to go over in the workbook? If I get email, say, hey, Matt, can you go over formula number 99? There's only 45. But, tell me what you want me to go over for today, and I will. Because if you're working on it, you should be working on it correctly, and there is a correct way. And plus the free stroke. There's no free stroke in the single paradiddle with the accent on the first stroke there. And the slower you play it, the faster you will become. With more control and the smoother it would sound. Because no matter what tempo you're playing that at, I'm doing it in slow motion. But no matter what tempo you're playing it at, it's occurring. If I'm here, and I slowed that down, you'd see this. So all you're doing here is reinforcing what is natural. It's hand technique. Now I'm working on a few different things here. This is excluding the lessons. I'm working on the syncopation formulas, and this time when I do, I'm giving an explanation. Because when I did the formulas, there was no explanation, and that was more or less a business maneuver. So if you want to really, if you buy the book or the PDFs, you'd have to come to the lessons. No problems. Okay? Now, I'm working on a syncopation book. I'm revising the formulas. Now I'm also working on a rudimental breakdown of 40 rudiments, all right, with the levels. Probably more than 40. So that's going to be out in a couple months from now. And I think that everybody should take that into consideration, because the more, you see, you are playing levels when you're playing. I don't care what style of drumming you play. Now, if you could understand what you're doing slowly and practice slowly, you will become cleaner, and you will most definitely have the speed element, because that's the control. Yeah, it's called common sense, and a lot of people have that. But see, there's a lot of things that overtake that common sense there, Renzo. Let me explain. You see, I did tell everybody the lesson about when, Joe Morello would come to my gig every night of the week and drive me crazy, because that was intimidating for me. And I was always worried about the downstroke, upstroke, or am I doing this right? Am I holding the sticks right? And I never really played the music until one night I said, the hell with this shit. And I started to play the music. And I got off stage and he said, Patella, you learned your lesson. But that's a story I've been telling for a while. The thing is, yeah, it's common sense. And absolutely, and if you step back and think about what you're doing, you will implement what I'm teaching you. However, when you are performing, a lot of people, like I just said, are worried about what everybody else thinks. And that takes you away from the music, from the tune, and from the technique. Technique should enhance your playing, not hinder it. Simple. And it is common sense, but like I said, it overpowers. The insecurity overpowers the common sense, because, oh man, I want to be the greatest drummer. What did you think of my drumming? It sucked. Oh man, I got a bad attitude. But I'm just saying, somebody says, you ask somebody, why do you want to ask somebody about your drumming? You know how you sound. You know who you are. Simple. So what do I have to ask anybody? If I'm having a problem with something, I know that. I don't have to ask anybody, you see the problem? I know it. Okay, anyway, guys, triplet rolls. All right. You've been working on that, Renzo? Good attitude, Renzo. I like you here because you agree with me. No, I'm only kidding. Whether you agree with me or not, I don't really care. It's what I'm saying. That's what it is. I'm not God. I'm just like everybody else. I practice to become better. Better than I was yesterday or 5 minutes ago. That's all. And it's not a game. And I don't gauge myself and compare myself to anybody else but me. Simple. All right, you want to go over that tonight? Was that the triplet roll, the fill-in triplet roll, the fill-ins, or just the triplet roll? What was that, number 8, you said? All right, we'll work on formula number 8, either tonight or tomorrow sometime. No problem. Everybody who has ordered a book, the hardcover, everything is in the mail. Everything. Okay, I'm sorry about what happened with the computer. That was out of, I was not in control of that. It's just the web at this time of day, because of the situation the world is in. Everybody's on the computer. 6 foot of distance between each other. Well, We got countries distance between each other. And that's okay, it's safe. And this thing is going to pass, believe me. It better. Well, if you want tonight, if not, why don't you just wait until tomorrow, 1 p.m. Renzo, the lessons are 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time during the afternoon. And they are 20, that would be 10 o'clock your time, my time. Okay. All right, well, we'll work on it tomorrow afternoon, okay, Renzo? Everybody up for that? Besides Renzo, triplet rolls. In the meantime, just all you need to do with a triplet roll is do an exercise. I'll give you one real quick. You're playing, when I do a triplet roll, I double the stroke on a count. 1 and So, what I'm going to do is do one measure of straight eighth note triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the next measure, I'm going to double it up. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now, 1 and 2, and that's the exercise. 3 double strokes. So you get the feel. All right, we'll work on number 8 tomorrow. We'll work on some coordination coming up. Don't forget about all that stuff. The only time that you should leave your drum set is if you need to go relieve yourself in the john, or to have dinner, or to go to sleep. How's that sound? All right, I'm going to close it up, guys. Until tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do apologize. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I hope I've helped everybody out somewhat. No problem, Renzo. Old dog, you sure now, right? Renzo's the only guy that's talking. Renzo. Where's the other guys? Old dog, Paul, Bruce, Robert, Jim, Dennis. Where'd everybody go? Okay. What's this, Bruce? Yeah, 3 rights, 3 lefts, but you're doing that. You're doing that right in an eighth note triplet formation. I don't think of right, left. I think of a mathematical system or a counting system. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You do it so much. No, that's not a triplet roll. Whoa. That's not a triplet roll, Bruce. That's not a good exercise. You're going for a buzz roll there, eventually. Okay, guys, 7 p.m. tonight. Good Lord.